So I'm going to work backwards. Okay. We're going to go back in the time machine and we're just hearing about Paul Pelosi being attacked in the home. And we're going to take all that bits of information that we just heard, it just happened. We heard it was an attacker. We heard that he broke in. We heard that he was hit with a hammer. We heard that he had zip ties. But that's all the information that we heard. Now, when it comes to the other side, they're so quick when it comes to minorities being brutalized, being shot in the street by police. What's one of the first things they always say? Wait for the information to come out. Wait for all the information to come out. You don't know what's going on until you get all the information come out. So you need to wait. Fox News waited a grand total of 2 hours.
Okay, so I think the good news here is, as Christina mentioned in her report, Paul Pelosi is going to make a recovery, and that is good news. Everybody can agree upon that. Throughout the day, we've all been tracking this story, and it seems like hour by hour, there is new information coming out, a lot of it very confusing. Lara, I want to go to you quickly first. You know, in Christina's report, she mentioned that this suspect has ties to writing about QAnon and COVID conspiracies, but when he lived in Berkeley, he also has ties to an address there that had slogans of a completely different kind.
Well, that's right. And I think anyone trying to connect this guy in any way to a political party, to any other person, you can't do that. You know, we don't have a motive from police yet. We have very little information. So many questions at this point. I think the only thing we do know is that this guy was obviously very troubled, mentally unstable in some way, as we heard from his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend. And that's really all we know. But you're right, Anita. People are trying to cherry pick these certain things that he posted online and say, well, this connects him to somehow Republicans or conservatives. He lived in a house that apparently had slogans that a lot of people would associate with the Democrat Party or with liberals in some way. So you cannot at any point so far connect this guy in any way to a political party. And I think it's very reckless to do so.
Right. I think you're talking about Black Lives Matter slogans, LGBT pride, right, those sorts of things. So, again, you can't put this guy in a box at this point. Back to the facts of the case. Again, drip, drip, drip has been coming out all day, providing more questions than answers.
So when it comes to, again, the brutalization and the killing of our people, we need to wait till all the information come out. When it comes to Democrats getting brutalized, as Paul Pelosi is, and by the way, please do not think I'm literally saying he was brutalized as a human being. I have no love lost for Paul Pelosi at all, and I probably never will. But that was an elderly person being attacked by a guy with a hammer to the head. I don't want that on anybody. But the fact of the matter is, you didn't even wait till you got all the information before you started, what's the word? Trying to take the shine off of it was a political reason why he attacked Paul Pelosi, or why even the attack happened. Now, you could go as far as find his girlfriend or ex-wife or ex-girlfriend or ex-wife. You could find all this stuff out. But you didn't wait to get any more information other than now you have more questions to answer. And it is so also very funny to me that you want information right now, right here. Everything you know, we need to know. So I will show this other clip because real clip, but then I'm gonna let everybody talk because this dude sound like, just like I said, you want everything now. You want a TikTok video of all the evidence and everything that happened in that house.
Consider that this is one of the richest, most powerful couples on the planet.
Right.
Okay, and so where was the security alarm? Where was any security in place? I want to go show you something from the LA Times right now, talking about how the rear door. That's how the assailant got in. He got in through a rear door. Sorry, I can't see that quote at the moment here. Here we go. It's up now. The quote says, when police arrived and knocked on the front door, Scott said someone inside opened the door. The officers saw Paul Pelosi and DePepe, each with one hand on a single hammer. He said Scott confirmed that DePepe had forced entry into a rear door of the Pelosi home. And this Scott we're referring to is the San Francisco police chief.
Right.
So the suspect accessed the rear door of the house, and there's no security. Where are the cameras? And also, what about the broken glass? What was that about? And when police came to the door, someone else opened the door. Who opened the door?
So,
what are you hearing?
You know what? Look for what's missing and what doesn't add up. Remember when we were taught who, what, why, when, where, and
Yes.
how? And then when you've eliminated all that is possible, whatever remains, however improbable, that might be the truth. If we did a wide shot on the house, there are high-resolution cameras on every corner of that house. That's easy to see. The glass appears to be broken outward. That's another question that needs to be answered. Police officers typically have their body cameras on, especially when entering a house like this. Where's the body cam video? Where's the security video? What type of security system? Who opened the door is someone that investigators need to talk to. And for the San Francisco Police Department and now the Capitol Hill Police and others that are involved at the federal level, these are answers that demand these are things that demand transparency in the reporting, because again, an assault on potentially on a member of Congress's property, on her husband, and all of this, it doesn't add up.
Yeah.
And to Lara's point, trying to assign this to one or the other, anyone who does that is not a journalist or a good pundit.
And that's a Fox person saying that. So the irony is not lost. Where's the body cam footage? The same day of the incident. The glass is broken in. No, I see glass on the ground. I'm pretty sure if we go inside, there'll be more glass inside than out. We'll answer the other questions later, but I'm going to give everybody else a chance to talk. Whoever wants to go first.
Okay, well,
Give everybody a chance to talk and nobody talk.
First, bad people do bad things, and personally, I'm tired of pretending like, Fox covering things the way that they do is a surprise, that they don't cover us the same way. America doesn't treat us the same way. So kind of over that part. And I find it hard to trust a black man with no facial hair. I'm sorry. That's hard for me, So yeah.
Facial hair.
I'm just saying every time I done seen a brother, nothing, they conservative or something. So whatever. And then, like I said, Fox is Fox, and this is how they cover things. And it was actually better than I would have anticipated from them, because we know how it ended up ending with their crazy storytelling. And I don't know. This was a citizen who was ruthlessly attacked in his home. I don't care if his alarms were on or off. No one had the right to enter his home. And then who opened the door? I think it was Paul who opened the door. He was trying to keep the crazy guy from snapping. So, and then he started wrestling with the hammer, and and he literally got hit in the head with the cop standing there. So it's like, this is what they do, man. This is what they do. They're bad people. They are bad people. And all the people will say, don't paint us all with a brush. If you are on the side that has been celebrating or condoning political violence, because so long as it's on your side, you're a bad person.
You want it until it happens, and then you want to separate yourself and your party. I ain't even gonna say yourself, your party, because that's what you're doing from when the attack happened. It's like you want the Civil War to happen. You've been asking for the Civil War to happen, but do you really want it to happen, or are you going to something like this happens but it wasn't us?
No,
It
they're going
couldn't
to do
possibly
that
be us.
anyway. No, they still want the Civil War. They still want the conflict. They view themselves to be walled away, so to speak, so that by the time something gets so bad, they will have more than ample opportunity to leave the country or get out of harm's way. So no, they're okay with this. It's just this is from a legal standpoint, you want to make sure you're creating some separation. And then from a branding standpoint, you don't want the Republican Party to be branded with Trump violence. And then basically, I said Trump violence. It's QAnon violence in this particular case, allegedly, but it's all fomented from one side of the political ideology spectrum. And, you know, you guys know me, I'm not a pacifist. There are times that I feel that violence is 100% acceptable, but I don't see that this was a valid target. And it was an act of cowardice and just mayhem. So,
Anna?
If somebody's knocking on your door, what do you think you're gonna do? You know, I haven't followed this story closely. I don't know all the ins and the outs of. I have heard that some of the places they took it was ridiculous. It's violence, and generally we find one side not condoning it, the other side condoning it. So you just wanted to get ahead of it. That's why you went on in 2 hours. Sorry, my brain is a bit. If anybody else has anything.
Go ahead, Anna. We're talking about Fox News. It does mess your head up.
Yeah.
Tracy?
Fox News makes me sick. They sit here, come up with the. I was waiting for them to say, you know what, we're gonna get Shaggy and Daphne and Fred and Velma and Scooby and let them investigate. I was just waiting for it because they're the most ridiculous. This is why I don't watch them. They are ridiculously stupid on purpose. How do you sit there 2 hours after? Is it Amanda did that? Yeah, Amanda did that. He hasn't even been properly booked yet, and you go on the news. We're glad he's okay, but there's many questions. Okay, looky here. Stop watching episodes of Murder She Wrote. This isn't CSI or Law and Order or whichever one of those shows that's the same plot. Stop. Nobody likes you. Nobody wants. No, unfortunately, people watch you. I don't know who. Why? Why? I'm just literally sitting there waiting. Okay, they're going to go with the Scooby-Doo ending. Here it comes. Here it comes. They're going to unmask somebody. Here it comes. Here it comes. That's just how ridiculous they are. I can't take them seriously. They make me sick. I wish people stopped watching them, but they won't because it feeds into their conspiracy theory races. And for that one guy to say journalism, man, if you don't sit your behind, if you don't go somewhere and shut up, journalism, the only way you know what journalism is if you looked it up in the dictionary. You don't know. Fox and journalism is like oil and water. It's like two things that don't go together. That's all I have to say.
He ain't got no facial hair. and then this is actually one of them times I'm going to say a both sidesism, because both the left and the right were like tripping over themselves to assign a political motive to this person.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because nothing can be the story. Now, granted, this was a political story. Okay. Person broke into the Speaker of the House residence.
Husband. Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
That's
that
the
makes
third
it
person, right? That's the second person in line to the presidency. Okay. So I too would want to know why there wasn't security. Now, I know the Secret Service detail would follow the person. So that's why they're going to be with Nancy. They're not going to be with the spouse, right? When you're the president, then you get spouse and principal.
Children,
but
yeah.
With all the attacks and the vitriol and threats, I mean, Nancy's life has been credibly threatened so many times that there are people serving prison time right now for threatening her life. So there should have been security, and there should have been detection at the residence. All those things. I mean, you're a multimillionaire. You definitely should have all kinds of stuff going on. But none of that has anything to do with the fact that this man had no business going up in that house.
Yeah, it's like, dude.
And this man is 82 years old. Now, I'm one of those people that I respect my elders, but I don't hold age in esteem. So you don't get a lot of credit from me just because you didn't die. But he's an older man. He has no way to defend himself. And you went there actually trying to harm an old woman.
Yeah, that was your main.
Who can't defend herself. So
he wanted her to be rolled into Congress, right?
Yeah, he wanted her to bust her knees so she has to be wheeled into Congress.
The whole deal was, I'm going. If you either tell the truth because you are the party of the liars.
But he'd already decided that she wasn't going to tell the truth.
Yeah, if you tell the truth, I won't harm you. If you lie, I'm going to break your knees, and they're going to have to roll you into the house. And I don't even know where this was going with. And then tell the truth. Then, no, I take that back because I missed the last part of it. Then you got to roll it to the house and tell them the truth, because you are going to be a symbol. And this is not what he said, but this is what he was meaning. Because you're going to be a symbol of lying to the American people has consequences.
Right. But here's the thing, though. I mean, that's exactly what they say that he was saying. And he probably was running off at the mouth like that. But once again, I come back to, we shouldn't know any of this. Like, we should have no idea about any of this. Why do we? I mean, we should know that the break-in happened. We should know that this man was assaulted and had to go to the hospital in ICU because, what have you, because they'll tell us somebody got shot or something like that, right? So we should know that up to that point. We shouldn't know anything about the assailant. That stuff should be in the investigation. You should seal this stuff up so that they can actually go to trial and get jury that doesn't know anything. But instead, the police are like a bunch of gossiping girls. Sorry, ladies. But they're like a bunch of gossiping girls who can't wait to go and run the story first. And they do it over and over again. I'm mad about the dude because what he did, like I said, it was a cowardly act. But I'm mad at the police system. I'm so sick of the police running to be the first ones to give us information that we shouldn't even know. Y'all, and then we find out you're lying later. So come on, man. I don't even know how much to believe about what you say this man said.
Got a point.
You've got a really good point.
That is a good point.
So let's look at some of the other crap.
I can't see that. Listen, I can't see that.
I can't see it.
Yeah, the way my eyes are set up, you're going to have to read that to me.
Yeah, we like, what?
There's
some people. That's all. I don't even know who they are.
That's all right, but I will read it to you.
Okay, thank
Oh,
you.
you know what? We ain't really. Do we really get? Yeah, that's better. This is the
I
crap
still can't
that
see it, baby. I'm
I'm
trying.
going. I'm going to
I
read it
just,
to you. I'm going to
I'm
read it to you.
trying.
You blind anyway.
Okay.
So I was. It's 21 on here. This is the list of crap that's coming out of people's mouth before all the information comes in. At. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to go with the elected officials. Starting off with business favorite person Ted Cruz. Amplified the doubt that all the facts are being disclosed. It could have been true, but then why did you open your mouth about it? That Marjorie Taylor Greene suggested Mr. Pelosi knew his attacker. Representative Clay Hudson from Louisiana suggests the attacker involved a male prostitution. Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson of North Carolina, why? I don't know, raised doubts about the details of the attack. Mary William Benefield, a representative state house candidate from Georgia, suggests the attack might have been staged. Royce White, Republican statesman candidate from Minnesota, claimed the attack involved an extramarital gay affair. State Senator Wanda Robinson, Republican from Arizona, suggests the attack might have been staged. State Representative Anthony DeSapatino, Republican from Florida, suggested that the Pelosi's were hiding vital information. No idea what the hell that means.
She got a server in the basement, apparently. They love that one.
Okay. And Representative Claudina Tenney, the Republican out of North Carolina, amplified conspiracy theory about an extramarital gay affair.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, log cabin Republicans, I'm so through with y'all anyway. Y'all some self-hating, money-grubbing, garbage individuals. Y'all just garbage, right?
Hey,
so notice what's the first thing they do? They went straight into like 1985. He gay. Like everything, like that's an insult still, right? So it's irrelevant that they're alleging that an 82-year-old man is having a gay affair. Just go ahead and like cut that one. But they purposely had to make it about homosexuality because it's part of their platform to demonize that community. So now they can otherize Mr. Pelosi and dehumanize Mr. Pelosi, and then be able to say, well, I was just asking a question. I was just saying.
I love that. What's my boy's name?
Tucker.
Tucker is the master of, I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. We're just asking questions. It's all just questions.
Because that keeps you from getting sued.
Because I'm sick and tired of being sued. So I'm just asking questions. Was that a gay hammer that he got hit with? We're just asking questions. Y'all purposely went out of y'all way to, and this is what makes y'all so funny. You purposely went out of your way to cover up something that wasn't even worth covering up until you at least got all the information. I'll even meet you halfway. You covered up something that you could at least got partial information.
But that's not what they need, though.
But at the very
have you
least,
seen their commercials that's going on right now?
But you know how it's always going to be, well, that's mental illness. You already know that was going to be the final straw, regardless, even if he said, yeah, I did it because Trump and them told me to do it. You never was going to come back out and go,
this dude apparently is an illegal. This is the first time I heard a Canadian being demonized for being an illegal alien. But this dude is an illegal, homosexual, mentally disabled, or unhealthy, or whatever they want. he's everything that they just put all of it on him. Just put all the stuff, everything that all of it, everything you're supposed to be scared of, it's right here. He's all of them things. So that lets you know he ain't really one of us.
I'm gonna say this: people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Like they're out here just throwing out all these accusations. What? I don't even want to ponder if any of this is true.
None of it's true.
Somebody broke into a man's home.
Can't be no simpler than that.
And assaulted him with a hammer.
Took him hostage.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
And almost killed him.
I don't care.
He's going to jail for 30 years at minimum.
I don't care if this was some gay love triangle gone wrong. I don't care. Somebody broke into the Speaker of the House's home and assaulted her husband and left him in the ER. Sure, he's recovering, but Fox, go away. Don't come back. Just go away. Just go away. Just go away.
Wait a minute, Tracy. You skipped something. A man broke into another couple's house for the sole purpose of attacking an elderly woman.
Oh, yeah.
The elderly woman wasn't there, so you switched to attacking an elderly man. You were so fixated on the attack, and I'm going to cover what I'm saying. You were so fixated on the attack that you hit him at the top of the head in front of the cops.
And that's the point that I really think needs to get conveyed.
They make me sick. I'm sorry, Theus. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Tracy.
They just come up with these wild conspiracy. That's why I said the thing about Scooby-Doo. I'm like, come on with it. I mean, what other wild conspiracy theory that they want to come up with? Like, shut up. A man broke into the house of the Speaker of the House and bashed her husband with a hammer. That's it. There's no gay love triangle. She set it up. It was fake. The aliens did it. Jimmy Hoffa was dug up. What Republicans, y'all got to do better than this. Y'all got to do better than this.
But they're not.
This is just...
And they don't have to. As long as it continues to work, they're not
I have little respect for y'all, but this is just low. I mean, this is just like, come on. What in your mind makes you think, gee, this elderly man got attacked? So I know what I'll do. I'll say it was because he's gay. What the heck is that?
Because it's all about winning power. And if this happened in a non-election cycle, then Fox wouldn't even have truly tried to cover it, or they would have hung the dude out to dry wholesale. But because we're in the midst of the midterms, they could not allow for this to just automatically get put against their side. So they went into straight PR mode and they flipped the script. My thing is
PR mode. Yeah. That's the better term for it.
My problem, one of my issues here is...
Oh, I'm sorry. Congratulations, Parker. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. What is he congratulating?
Parker been hanging around with Charles Booker.
Okay, not sure who that is, but all right.
Charles Booker's running for senator in Kentucky.
It's Kentucky. But no. Oh, now I remember. Okay, yeah. I hope he wins.
Wait a minute! Don't do that.
Yeah,
I hope he wins.
That's a really big deal.
He one of the few Democrats I actually like.
He's a good. I would like to see him
look.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry that I was ignorant about Kentucky politics, and I was a little too flippant with my disregard. To you, Parker, I apologize. Rest of y'all kiss my ass. I made a mistake.
I didn't want to do that.
I'm sorry.
Oh God.
Back to the TMZ special
Rand Paul.
about what you call it.
Tracy, was that one of my upsets?
Yeah, you picked Charles Booker to beat Rand Paul.
I hope he does. I'm so sick of Rand Paul and who's the other one?
Ron Johnson.
Them the two senators out of Kentucky.
McConnell's got 6 more years.
But I need both of them to go.
Yeah. Why and I'm
need a lot of them to go.
I'm going to get back to you, but just
I need McConnell actually just go ahead and check out. This is
at the end of the show. We're going to say that
I'm just saying, it clock running. I don't want none of that. I don't want nobody to do nothing to him.
Nope.
For those who believe in the magical man in the sky, let him deal with his child. But I won't feel bad about when this gentleman decides that it's no longer necessary to take up oxygen, simply because the amount of proverbial blood on his hands. I just can't, man. He's a bad person.
Who are we talking about?
Mitch McConnell.
Oh,
Addison.
Okay.
And I need whoever ran Paul's neighbor is to come check on him again.
He gets in fights with his neighbors.
I know.
And got beat up by his neighbor, the neighbor didn't even go to jail.
But I'm not advocating for no one to beat up on Mr. Paul.
Nobody's advocating that.
Nobody's advocating for violence. I'm telling you what
just
happened. They got into a scuffle and the man didn't go to jail. That's all I'm saying.
And Susan, what to elaborate, because you may have came in late, Diaz has made it perfectly clear that we wasn't supposed to be knowing all that. That's not something that's supposed to have been public.
Not in my opinion.
In his opinion.
I know a lot of people like to know that stuff because it's public people and all that stuff. I'm just saying,
you don't need to know
problem
everything.
with the criminal justice system is it's way too topical.
Yeah, the intruder does deserve a fair trial at the end of the day.
Yeah,
that's how people get. That's how people beat charges. You know, if you got money and they're running you all through the streets like that, that's how good lawyers get you off. You know,
but he's going to get a public defender. He's going to get a public defender.
He already has a public defender. He has a top-rated public defender. But even the public defender, when he got up to talking, he all but said, "Yeah, he guilty, but I at least got to try." You know, but
is that not the truth though? It's like,
I mean, hey,
you know,
I just need that vigorous defense though, buddy.
Let's be honest, man. The Constitution got me here. Not me personally. The Constitution got me to represent you. Now, personally, I think you're guilty, but I can't say that.
No, we know you're guilty, but what I'm gonna do is try to keep them from killing you. Like that's kind of what
we're gonna give you the fewest possible years in jail possible.
Yeah,
they say 30. I'm gonna try for 27.
What I need you to do is show up and really act show enough off your rocker, so that maybe we can get you somewhere where they just give you medication.
They already started. They already started that.
Yeah, he's already started with that.
They already started with it.
Which further supports what me and Anna were just saying about this stuff shouldn't even be public, because we shouldn't know any of that. If we didn't know anything about his confession, then we wouldn't know anything about them trying to make him, with an insanity defense or something like that. We shouldn't know this stuff.
And he already pleaded not guilty.
After admitting, which now brings his confession into doubt. So,
well, let's go.